All right, everybody, it's time to move on to the most commonly used, most commonly practiced, staple, foundational exercise of all kettlebell training, the kettlebell swing. Let me put in this little disclaimer here. I am not telling you that my way of doing the kettlebell swing is the only way to do it. I'm not even saying it's the one correct way to do it. I'm not saying the way you might swing is wrong. But what I am telling you is that in my practice of over 15 years of training people, what I'm going to show you right now is the most effective and safe way of swinging a kettlebell. So again, if you have an issue with how I swing a kettlebell and it might not be the same way you swing a kettlebell, too bad. This is the way I do it. This is the way I teach it. Again, I'm not telling you you're wrong. I just don't necessarily like the way you swing a kettlebell. All right, so first things first. Let's start with the very basics. How to do a kettlebell swing. First of all, make sure you don't have shoes with big heels, We don't want any arch. We don't want you up like that when you swing a kettlebell. Second, you have to know, understand, and be able to distinguish the difference between a deadlift motion and a squat motion. You're kind of gonna have to find a middle ground, and we're gonna have to develop and introduce some power and explosiveness into the motion. So I'm just gonna stand here like this. You know what? Actually, I wanna take my shoes off for this. Get more grounded. The more grounded you are, the better. So without a kettlebell, first things first. We stick our butts out, we hinge, and we sit back, just like we're sitting down, okay? That's the first step and a really important part of the kettlebell swing, okay? Remember, you're keeping your chest nice and tall, you're looking straight ahead, your hands and the kettlebell will go between your legs. Then we squeeze our glutes, firing them, coming up explosively, driving our hips forward, bringing that kettlebell to our chest level. We are leaning slightly back. Our core is braced. It's on nice and tight. Our bum is still squeezed together. Once that kettlebell reaches the height of your chest, right back down. All right, let's do it with kettlebell. Show you what it looks like. Start with that kettlebell out in front of you. Arms width or reach away from you should be the kettlebell. Grabbing it with both hands, evenly placed on the handle. Good, nice position. Your butt is down and back. Swing it through your legs, drive your hips forward. One more, and down. Did you guys notice there how the kettlebell was an extension of my arm? I didn't let it, I'm gonna grab a lighter kettlebell to explain this. I didn't let the kettlebell do this on the way up, okay? That on the way up. And that leads us into the first way I see kettlebell swings done wrong that I wanna point out and tell you never to do. I call these the Strongman kettlebell swings. And we actually already talked about it a little bit earlier. It's not a squat and a front delt raise. So don't swing a kettlebell like this. See how hard that is? I'm struggling to do it because I'm lifting the kettlebells with my shoulders now, with my shoulders and with my arms. And kettlebell swing does not involve your shoulders and your arms very much. The power, the drive, everything in a kettlebell swing, all that energy starts from the ground up. It starts from the ankle joint, then to the knees, then to the hips. In unison, they drive forward, and all that lower body energy, all those muscles are activated when you drive forward. Your hips come forward, that kettlebell comes up. Yes, you're using your shoulders. Yes, you're using your arms to carry the kettlebell up, but you're not lifting primarily with the upper body. So if your shoulders are getting sore, your arms are getting sore doing kettlebell swings, you're doing it wrong. Now, there is something called the hard style kettlebell swing, which is more of the Russian traditional swing where they really hinge even more forward, so your chest and face are pointing towards the ground, and then you come up even more explosively. This just develops so much strength and power. It's not wrong. I actually do the hard style swing quite a bit, but it's not how I teach people to do a kettlebell swing. And the reason why, again, the hard style swing is not incorrect, but I call this the Jillian swing. It makes people like Jillian who aren't too sure what they're doing with kettlebells, and they start teaching an incorrect way to do the swing. The way she used to swing, hopefully she still doesn't do it now, it would look like this. can't tell you how much is wrong with that swing I just did right there. If you want to pass out during exercise, if you want to completely throw your back out, keep swinging a kettlebell like that. It's the hard style done very incorrectly. Please never, ever, ever swing a kettlebell like that. And the third and final way, and the one that I don't get into conflict with people, but this is a discussion I have all the time when people ask me if they should be bending their arms when they do a kettlebell swing. I say no. I call this the lazy kettlebell swing. I don't understand why people would swing a kettlebell like that personally. This, to me, is not a kettlebell swing. What that's doing is it's making it easy. That's why I call it the lazy kettlebell swing. Yeah, you might be able to go a little heavier, but you're not getting that full trajectory of the kettlebell. And by losing that range of motion, think of all the force. Think of everything you're losing. To carry the kettlebell out to here with straight arms, there's a longer distance for that kettlebell to travel. It's more against gravity, there's more force, there's more energy, there's more physical output. Burning calories is gonna get your heart rate up higher, and you're not doing this bicep curl. So again, you know, whether you like to swing kettlebells like this or not, it's personally not for me, and I don't recommend it. So, no to the Strongman swing, no to the Jillian Michaels swing, no to the lazy man swing. When you swing a kettlebell, start with it in front of you. Extension of your arm. Head and chest up. You'll notice my breathing, it's very forceful. I breathe out as I swing the kettlebell up because that's the hard part. I breathe in through my nose quickly when I bring the kettlebell down. You don't want to breathe in and out through your mouth because you're not going to get as much oxygen that way. The optimal way to breathe for an exercise, an explosive exercise like that, is out on the hard part, in through the nose on the down phase, which is the easier part, okay? Let's move on to types of swings. Told you, there's a lot to the swing, and this part of the video is gonna be a little bit longer than the other exercises. Now, two major types of kettlebell swings. There is the American style swing, which I have been showing you, which is generally done to the chest level. Then there's the Russian style, which is done overhead. I'm just gonna take a couple steps back so you can see the full swing here. Here's your American style. Okay, here, is the Russian style. Russian style is a good swing. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not what I teach. It's not what I do in many classes. And there's a couple reasons why. Number one, when I'm training my clients, I want their heart rates up, I want them sweating, I want them gassed, I want them working as hard as possible. In the overhead swing, there's time to pause up there. There's time where you're holding the weight and the weight's doing absolutely nothing, which means there's time for your heart rate to start dropping and coming down. If you were to do that for a minute and compare it with the kettlebell chest level swing for a minute, you're gonna see that your heart rate gets a lot higher, swinging it quickly to the chest. Number two has to do with safety. I don't know about you, but when I'm teaching 40 to 50 people in a class, the last thing I want to do is try to watch and observe 50 people with 20, 30, 40-pound weights above their head. I can't possibly make sure and ensure every single person is doing it safely. And the number one thing about being an instructor or a personal trainer is the safety of those people you are training. So having kettlebells over their heads, to me, is not a safe practice. So I personally would avoid it. If you're a more experienced kettlebell user and want to do it yourself, that is absolutely fine. But for members, for new kettlebell users, I don't recommend the overhead kettlebell swing. Not until you can safely monitor everybody and they're a little bit more experienced. Okay, what about forehead level? Forehead level is very important. That's kind of in between the chest and in between overhead. It's right about here. And yes, I do recommend this swing quite a bit because this swing will allow you to do other types of exercises and add variety to your swings, add some progressions. So here's forehead level. And now I'm going to show you two progressions that involve movement. of the body. I once did a YouTube video, I think, with 21 different ways to swing a kettlebell. Should still be up there if you want to check it out. youtube.com/mefirstfitness. But let's go over two of the basics. First one is going to be a forward step and back. So walk forward, walk back while swinging forehead level. Start with that kettlebell in front of you. Swing, step, step, swing, step back. Swing, step forward, swing, step back. Let's do it from the side angle now. All right, here we go, guys. Swing, step forward, swing, step back. Swing, step forward, swing, step back. One more. That's one, forwards and backwards. What other ones can we do? Yeah, we can definitely do side to side. Side to side looks like this. Swing, 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 swing. There's other ways to do the side to side as well, where you can actually step, feet together, other side, feet together, other side, feet together, other side. So two different ways right there to do side to side kettlebell swings. So, you know, there's tons of, okay, fine. One more. Let's go around. Wasn't planning on this one. I'm gonna put a lot of these in the advanced series of these workshops I'm gonna be doing, but what about quarter turns, okay? Again, you gotta swing it up to your forehead level for this. Quarter turns. Other way. So, there's some flair, some variety, probably ones I wouldn't teach to beginners, but just showing you guys that might want to start working on a little more of the advanced stuff, or maybe want to eventually upgrade and purchase to our advanced series when we release it. That's the kettlebell swing. One more time, nothing wrong with how you do swings. This is just how I teach it. You guys can see, I'm short of breath. My heart rate is pumping right now. The kettlebell swing is the most effective exercise you can do in any workout or class if you're doing it properly. It'll get your heart rate up there. God, it works the whole body, and it's an amazing exercise. When we go into the second half of these exercises, which are next, we're gonna go to the single arm exercises, and we're gonna start with the single arm kettlebell swing. That's coming up soon. I'm gonna go grab a drink, grab a bite to eat. Then we will move on to the 7 single arm exercises and go from there. Keep rocking, guys.